What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Unplayable. We're gonna do a Star Wars Limited gosh dang it, I can't talk today. This is a great start to the video. We're gonna rank some cards. So we've got 18 legendaries or 16? 16 legendaries that we are going to talk about. We're going to talk about it in terms of Premier constructed, right? We're not talking limited, right? Yep. We should probably clear that up because that could change the grades.
We're talking about whatever we want to talk about.
Well, it would change my grade. So I think we should talk about it in Premier. Like, you build your deck.
This grade is whatever it means to you.
Okay, all right, yeah. It's like, whose lines is it anyway? The games are made up and the points don't matter. All right.
Yep.
So we're going to bring up the card. We're all going to write a grade down, and we're going to reveal at the same time, and then we're going to clown each other for how terrible the other person's grade is. So, y'all ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Born.
Ready.
All right, first up, we've got Superlaser Blast. It's an 8-cost blue villain event that says destroy all units. Lock in your grades, please.
I'm locked.
I hope I get roasted on this first one.
Locked and loaded.
Why is my phone not working all of a sudden?
Oh, hang on. I got to add the unplayable tier to the tier list.
Oh, nice color choice.
We did it. We're back.
Did it dope.
Sweet.
All right.
I've
Okay.
never understood
Superlaser
the color
Blast
scheme that they used for this, because it's like you would think red is bad and green is good.
Not here.
You would think that. That would be logical.
And revealing our answers now. Mike. There we go.
Let's go.
All right. Jim, you put a B. What's your issue, man?
So I am thinking about this in constructed Premier play. I think it might be a little too slow for most decks. When I'm thinking of like what I would typically put in like an S or an A, it's like if I'm utilizing that color, it's gonna always go in kind of thing. And where this is limited to just villain, so heroes can use it, but at 10 this would be terrible. I just think it's too expensive. So you're using your entire turn to clear the board, and they're able to probably use their resources to dish stuff back. So it has a lot of play. It's going to be really sweet in some decks, especially the control decks, but getting to 8 is hard in this game. So
well, Jim,
just stopping the game is tough. So I said,
have you ever played Iden Versio in Twin Suns and drop a Superlaser Blast and heal
for 5 million?
Heal 8 to 10 damage for your base. If you haven't done that, you have not lived. So you're wrong.
I've not done that yet. I was grading based off my perceived Premier format list, and that's why I said B.
It's fine.
I think it'll be better in the future, but right now it's a B.
So what we got? It's an A?
I'm future proofing because this is going to eventually be one of the best control cards in the game.
It's the only card that does what it does, right? Like, Bombing Run does half of this, maybe sometimes. Like, this is just like clear everything. And I don't know. I feel like most control decks want something like that. Maybe not in every matchup, but it is, it's a staple card in every card game, and I feel like it's going to be used here as well.
Yep. Love it.
Cool. I'm good at the being an A. I was just being a little spicy, but...
All right, next card, we've got the Avenger. It's 9-cost blue villain ship. It's an 8/8, and when played on attack, an opponent chooses a non-leader unit they control. Defeat that unit. Lock in your scores. Y'all ready?
No.
I've done it.
1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, man, I like this better than you guys like this.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah, I think it's kind of narrow in the decks that it wants to go into. It's like literally only villain blue control decks, but it's a good deck archetype, I think. And this, if you can, even if you bring it out, it does something before it dies, right? So you're getting at least a little bit of value out of it, even if you play it just once and you don't get to attack with it. But if you get to attack with it, it's insane, because now you're probably killing something else with its attack. And before the attack happens, well, I guess if you attack in, I think I've made this not mistake, but I've thought about this the wrong way a million times, where if you attack the thing and they choose to defeat the thing that you're attacking, that attack just like doesn't happen from there.
Yeah.
But like, you attack their base for 8 and then they have to kill something. Yeah. It happens every turn. I feel like that's just a ton of control potential. And like, what?
But every turn you're at 9 cost already, so how many times is this really going off?
Yeah, but like once or twice max, probably. But
that's my issue, is I just think it's just it might have an impact.
Super powerful. Like, it's a very powerful card. I think this goes in every blue villain control deck, at least in the sideboard. And I think it's just good.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right.
I put this as a C because I do like Superlaser a little bit better because this one is very narrow. And like you just said with the on attack, if you're attacking a unit, they just choose to kill that unit anyway. But if you Superlaser first, they're not able to go crazy on board and you're able to play this next. That's how you can win the game pretty quickly, is by keeping their stuff clear on. So I like it, but less than Superlaser Blast. So because I wrote that as a B, I put this at C.
All right, we averaged out to a B. Are we making it a B? We had two B's, an A, and a C.
I think we can do that.
All right, next up we have Luke Skywalker, 7-cost ground unit. It's a 6/7 with Restore 3. When played, give an enemy unit -3/-3 for the phase. If a friendly unit was defeated this phase, give that enemy unit -6/-6. Lock in your grades, please.
I have a hard time with this one.
Oh,
I have a really hard time with this one.
So it's okay, Mike. It's your world. We're just living in it. Take your time.
Yeah, I will.
I can't wait for that to say unplayable.
I'm just gonna go with my heart here.
Okay, and let's see. Let's go. Okay,
Nice.
2 S's, an A, and an A-. All
S
right.
is pretty high. That's
is
some
very
praise.
high.
I was debating.
The reason he's not an S for me right now is because there's not a lot of top tier decks that include him in it. Like,
That's why I was torn.
yeah, so you can say like, yeah, Charut can play it, or like Han Blue, but it's like those aren't really
Or Luke.
what I would consider to be top tier decks right now. He's a great unit, but he just hasn't found his place in the meta, I don't think.
I feel like you could argue that like Luke as a leader is like close to top tier.
It's close.
Sure.
Yeah. I think
So-
it's missing a little bit of like removal just in hero in general, but can do pretty well.
Yeah, I guess just like the fact that hero is not very control oriented just kind of brings it down a little bit, because it feels like it's a bit more of a control card, but it's so powerful.
Yeah.
And the two things. One, let's clarify. If you're watching this in the future, we are recording this on March 8th, 2024, official launch day, release of the game. So, who knows what's coming in store when we actually get lots more games playing.
So take these as definitive answers to this question.
Yeah, these are obviously locked in forever. So, yeah, I think the reason he's S tier is because, I see your point. He's not included in any quote-unquote meta decks right now. But if he hits the table in any deck, it swings the game in massive ways. He requires an answer. You leave him alone, he's restoring 3, he's nuking units. And then if he's playing in the Luke deck and he gets a Luke's lightsaber on him as well, he turns into a 9/8 with a shield with restore 3.
Now you're cooking.
Yeah. I do love that both the Lukes are blue, because like with Vader, you almost have to play red-green to get that like double effect or double potential for the Vader's lightsaber.
Which isn't bad.
No, it's very good. Don't get me wrong, but I like this one, and it has synergy with the U-wing reinforcement deck. That
I don't think you have to convince anybody to play green right now. I don't think you have to do that.
All right, so we had 2 S's and 2 A's. Was anybody convinced to change their answer? Because we're like locked right in the middle.
No.
I'm happy.
Shocking.
I'm happy putting it at the top of A because I was torn between S and A, and I think the decks that it goes in are holding it back.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We got Vigilance, our first aspect specific card. We got it, so it's double blue, cost 4, event, choose 2 in any order, discard 6 from an opponent's deck, heal 5 from a base, defeat a unit with 3 or less remaining HP, or give a shield to a unit. Lock in your answers, please.
I'm really torn between trying to future-proof the list and saying what it is right now.
Well, this is the definitive list, Jay. So,
yeah, forever.
It's just forever.
Okay.
You're never allowed to change your answer, so keep that in mind.
Dang. All right, I got that in mind now. So I'm future-proofing for the rest of the list.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, let's see it.
A, B,
C.
A, C,
C.
A.
Jim hates cards.
You crazy.
It's not true.
He hates everything.
I just see a lot of S's coming up that I'm not willing to give this one an S or an A.
None of us put
Or
S,
a B. No, you didn't. All right, so clearly, Jim, why don't you like it?
Why is this a C, Jim?
So I just think double blue is way too narrow right now. I don't see. Chirrut is like the only one that's like I'm excited to play double blue right now. I guess if you're someone who likes to mill people, which I know D House definitely is.
Obviously,
this deck is this one's exciting to you, but like healing from a base, meh. 3 or less HP is kind of tough to do actually, and so I don't know. Just if I'm picking defeat a unit with 3 or less HP and shield, I'm like, it's fine, but I'm not super excited about it.
This, in my experience, Vigilance may be the best card in draft, just hands down, like the top one.
We know.
So to be clear,
in your experience,
in my experience,
that's right.
Which is definitive,
right?
Of course.
I think it's good. I mean, I think defeating a unit and healing 5 from your base is pretty good value alone.
I feel it gives you game into like every archetype. If you're against control, you can do the discard 6, which could be relevant against control, and you could do give a unit a shield to keep it around for longer, or defeat a unit with 3 or less. If you're against aggro, defeating a unit with 3 or less isn't that hard, and then healing 5 can be huge. If you're against mid range, it's like the only mode that I feel like is not very pickable is the mill 6, but again in draft that is actually insane. So I don't know. I like this card a lot.
We're future proofing it too for the inevitable Jabba Unkar mill deck.
Of course.
Oh
the blue Jabba blue Unkar.
Yeah.
Mike, that's a fair point. It does have options into each typical archetype. The aggro mid-range control. That's interesting. I'd be willing to increase my score based on that feedback right there.
I'm gonna be so sick when somebody does pull out like a blue-red deck that all it does is just stop you from playing anything or keeping a board, and you're playing this out of aspect just to mill them at the end of the game. So it's like you've played no units all game long, and then now we've played Vigilance for 6, and we don't care because now you're milled and I win the game.
Don't even joke about that.
I gotta hop off, guys, because I'm gonna go build that deck right now.
Yeah, I'm like, stop.
Because it's not that far from being possible. I'm gonna be so real.
Sounds awesome.
I hope you are insanely wrong.
I think it's pretty far from being possible.
Play Iden, you get to heal every time. Just don't play units.
All right. Anyways, Vigilance is what? Are we gonna say low A?
I think we're either low A or high B because Jim is pulling down the average.
Yeah, Jim is pulling everything down.
Yeah, I'm fine with low A or high B. Either one is fine with me.
All right, let's put it here, and we can reorder things at the very end if we feel like we need to.
Sure. All right, next up we got Devastator. It's a 10 cost space unit. It's green villain. It's a 10/10 with Sentinel. It's got Overwhelm. It's got when played, you may deal damage to a unit equal to the number of resources you control. All right, lock it in.
All right.
All right, ready?
I'm scared.
Ready.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, 3 C's and a B.
3 C's and a B.
All right.
Why do you think it's better than a C?
Because I think it is really powerful.
Sure.
It doesn't go in every green villain deck, but I think the green villain decks that can play it, like I feel like you just play it and you win, or like you get close to it, right? Like you're killing something and setting up a gigantic Sentinel with Overwhelm. If you have Piet out, you can rush it into something with Overwhelm and just like nuke somebody's base. So I think it's just good card. Like
getting to 10 feels so hard.
But it's in the color that.
So
ramps.
is it a Palpatine deck?
So,
yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what are you?
Yeah, like Palpatine or Iden or Krennic or like that type of like late game deck. I don't think this goes into like green Boba or something like that, but like any kind of green villain control deck. Like
that could definitely close the game for a control deck. Yeah,
I almost like the one that blanks events better.
Relentless.
Relentless
might be better.
I think that card's great as well, and it very well might be better, but I would put that as maybe an A instead of B.
I mean, Sentinel just so locks down the space side for the rest of the game.
For sure.
With this card. Because Saboteur's hard in space. There's not a lot there.
Yep. True.
All right, so we're at C.
What do we? Yeah, I think we're like high C. Yep.
High C. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, next up we got Darth Vader. We've got a 7 cost ground unit green villain. He's a 5/7 with ambush, and when played, search the top 10 cards of your deck for any number of villain units with combined cost 3 or less and play each of them for free. This one's going to take no time at all. go ahead and reveal. There we go. We got all S's. Our first agreement. Yeah. Our first full
sweep.
Full send it to S.
I mean, this card is exactly why I've been so low on the other cards, because I think this one is just that much better.
It's real good.
It has some sweet combos with like Death Trooper to kill Boba Fett, because you can hit him with the Death Trooper, then pull this. You can pull out Veers and then hit for 6. You can
there's
pull just so much stuff.
Snow Trooper Lieutenant to hit with something else.
Yeah,
you can pull stuff out of aspect.
Yeah. It's really, really good.
Yeah,
it does literally everything that you want a card at this cost and in the decks that this is good in to do.
Yep. Which is why it's the most expensive legendary on release day right now.
Yeah.
It helps. It
should be
green villain too.
Green villain is stacked.
Like the best combo right now, I feel like, that we've seen so far. So I mean, that just adds to how good I think he's the best legendary right now.
Yeah. Well, I think the world agrees with you at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm totally cool with that. Like, I want Luke and Vader.
Yeah, they should be at the top, right? I think Luke, like, raw is equally powerful. He just doesn't have as like obvious of a home as Vader does.
Yeah.
Wait, did Jay just say he doesn't think Mace Windu should be the most powerful legendary?
Oh, we'll get there.
All right, next up we've got Home 1. It's an 8-cost space unit green hero. It's a 7/7. Jay owns like 74 of these. It's got Restore 2. Each other friendly unit gains Restore 1, and when played, play a hero unit from your discard pile. It costs 3 less. All right, let's see what you guys got. Oh, this one's actually hard. I don't know. All right, here we go.
Ooh.
Unplayable.
Wow, Jay coming in
Jay
with
the hot take.
Come on, Jay.
Simply because I've pulled 10 of these, and I'm so tired of seeing it. I am so tired of seeing that trash come out of a pack.
So you should have written unpullable.
No, it is pullable.
Extremely pullable.
Tired of it.
What? Okay, wait. What? All right, I was so distracted. Jim, what did you put?
He put B.
B+.
B, and Mike put?
I put C.
C, okay, and I put B. All right, so ignoring Jay's opinion, what do we actually think this is?
I don't know. Like, if Devastator's a C, how is Home 1 better than Devastator? I guess because Home 1 costs 2 less, but I don't know.
But Home 1 comes with 2 units?
Yeah. It's not...
Yeah.
Maybe C is harsh, but... Yeah, I don't know.
It's the second unit that's spicy.
You can do some pretty cool stuff with the second unit, yeah. You can pull out like Fleet Lieutenant or Leia or like, one of those things to do some tricks.
It's a card from your discard pile, so you have full knowledge of what's in your discard pile. There's no graveyard hate in this deck or in this game yet. So you pull out that Fleet Lieutenant, you're able to immediately attack with something. So it has an on-play effect. It has Restore to kind of get you back. Like, this is the control card that's just like, I'm now taking over. I really do like this card.
I think I just put it in C because it feels like the only option rather than feels like the option that you want in the decks that it goes in. And I think that the green hero like control strategy is like not great. I think it's okay. And like there are places where this makes more sense, like Han or something like that, where you can like ramp into this like
I was gonna say that
really quickly. But I think
super niche what decks this goes into. Super niche because Green Hero doesn't have super laser tech. So it's like you have to play your race.
And Superlaser Blast, I think is a bigger one too. It's like how do you control a board? And
I don't know.
Yeah.
You could do like the Alliance Dispatcher or whatever, but it's like how are they alive until this point?
Yeah, no. It's like con and resupply.
I think it's one of those like if the game isn't totally lost at that point, but you're losing, this can start to swing things because you can drop this with whatever, like an Akbar to like clear some units on the other side for control. You could Wing Leader, which Wing Leader is Home 1, so now Home 1's a 9/9. You can, but I'm probably based on that, I'm probably in C tier above Devastator.
I'm still at B just because of the get a card from discard pile. I think that is a very powerful effect.
I don't disagree with that for sure. But if I'm at a C, Jay's in an unplayable, and Dave is down to a C.
All right.
I think that's where it's
should be below Devastator probably.
No way.
No way.
Nope.
We'll check it out at the end.
All right, next up we got command. Another aspect specific one. We got so it's double green. Choose 2 in any order. Give 2 experience tokens to a unit. Friendly unit deals damage equal to its power to a non-unique enemy unit. Put this event into play as a resource. Return a unit from your discard pile to your hand. All right, ready?
Sure.
No. Okay, ready.
And reveal. B minus B, C, B. All right. That's pretty. That's
Not far.
Jay,
card.
why C?
Oh no, I think this is the worst out of the 4 aspect titled.
You think this is okay? Wow.
Yeah, I think this is the worst one.
Huh.
The resource should totally come in ready too. Like Super Laser Tech is a 2 cost and it's coming in ready.
3 costs.
And it gives you a body. Like, why is this not coming in ready?
I think I don't know about the ready. Maybe the ready resource. It should either be a ready resource or they should take that non-unique phrase out of the enemy unit.
Super narrow.
That's the part that makes me
that
mad.
drives me nuts every time I want to play it. I'm like, why does it have to be non-unique? Why can't I just kill that Ezra Bridger?
Some of the best cards are non-unique, so
Yeah.
Or I mean, are
unique.
Yeah.
And sometimes like putting experience tokens, like 2 experience tokens on one of your units is more of a liability than anything. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes like you just get wrecked.
It could be against yellow, but yeah.
I don't know. Double green just feels super lacking right now because the
other cards are pretty weak.
The other double aspect green cards are not great. So like, I just don't think there's a double green deck that's.
I liked my Tarkin double green deck. I haven't updated it since the full one, but
right.
I think he's the only one that makes this work.
Well, I don't know. Palpatine green could
maybe Palpatine
possibly.
too, but yeah, I don't know.
So
I do think the card's
issue
good,
with the
but I don't think
leaders.
it's insane.
Because like on the hero side, Leia is too aggressive for this card to work.
You don't want
and
this in Leia.
Hera is Hera. I love the deck, but it's just not great. So that's the only thing holding it back to me, because I actually do think the ramp and the experience is really good on this card. I almost had it at A, but for me, it's just the damage to a non-unique that I'm like, it's just burned me so many times.
All right, so where in B tier is it going?
I'd say bottom is fine.
I'd say bottom, yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, Force Lightning. We're into red, so this is a 1-cost red villain event. Choose a unit. It loses all abilities for this phase. Then, if you control a Force unit, pay any number of resources and deal 2 damage to the chosen unit for each resource paid this way.
Might have a spicy take here.
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't know.
Reveal. A minus, A, S tier. All right.
Hey, at least you guys are all A.
We're pretty, yeah.
I really
how could this
like,
not be an A?
I love the aspect of like Force units getting to do extra stuff on Force cards.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I think it's cool thematically, but I think it also adds like a really good dynamic to the game, both in deck building and deciding how many Force units you want to put in your deck, and then also like strategically when you're going to play it on your turn and when you want to play your Force units to make sure you're able to take advantage of it. I think it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's an S tier just based on the flexibility of it and because of how scalable it is. It's like you can go anywhere from just paying 1 to turn off all of whatever unit's abilities, and unit abilities are generally really good if you put them in your deck, to just like killing a leader for like 5 resources.
Or less, right?
Yeah, or less, exactly. It's super flexible, very powerful single target removal. This may be the best single target removal card in the game, in my opinion, just based on how modular it is.
Obi-Wan Kenobi players are real sad.
Seriously. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and like Super Laser Tech,
like K2,
no one defeated.
Like, yeah. Like,
Imperial Raiders.
For,
I got hit with that.
For 2 resources, you can do that. You can just like, make your opponent Super Laser Tech really sad.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Because you're probably you could play like, because this is in Red Villain, so you could play like 5th Brother on the resource turn that they're playing Super Laser Tech.
And then
if
next
you get
turn,
it claimed, then you can play this, pay 2 and get rid of it.
Yeah. I think the only downside of this card is that people are like not very high on playing like villain red sort of like control-ish deck like this. I've seen Iden red. I've seen Vader. Obviously, but
I want to see Grand Inquisitor with it, because the Grand Inquisitor loves 5th Brother, 7th Sister, like all the.
If we get,
I saw someone running on KTOD. They had a Cheer It deck with Force Lightning in the. Was it Force Lightning or Force Throw? I can't remember now. Actually,
No, that was Force Throw.
I might have missed
Force Throw.
It was a Force Throw. Okay, never mind.
But the Force Lightning would be spicy.
Yeah, it would be spicy. I'm gonna run it and Cheer It now with Yoda out there.
Plus, it has one of the best arts in the game. So
it really does.
And
The
the
art is S
freaking
tier.
hyperspace looks sick
looks
because the
sick.
lightning's all
Because the
over
lightning
it.
goes all across. It's so nice. Yeah.
All right, so A tier.
we can go
I'm good
high
with
A
being top
tier.
of A. I would be okay with this over Luke right now.
Okay.
I'm
Sus.
torn with between that, but I'll put it at the top for now.
I think Luke's better, but
All right, let's move on to Mike's favorite card, Black One. 6 cost red hero space unit 4/4. When played or when defeated, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. All right. I don't know what I'm gonna. I'm changing my mind. I'm redoing mine.
it feels like all of the legendaries are pretty decent.
Yeah, I feel like this is a spread that you want from legendaries.
All right, ready?
We're about
Let's
to
go.
tank it right now.
Oh yeah.
2 unplayable 2Ds.
I had a D plus.
I started with D and I moved it down.
How was I the highest rating here?
I said it was your favorite card.
I almost put unplayable. It's trash. The stats on it are terrible for 6 cost.
Why? Yeah.
It's
The-
it's only good in one deck,
yeah. And
Which
I
deck is
don't even
that?
know.
which
if
is
it's
Han,
good.
Han Red, because
Okay.
you're burning through your hand so fast anyway that this can come out and help you refill. So
I got you.
I think it is good in that deck. It's probably like a B tier or an A tier card in that deck specifically. Every other deck, I think it's like a D or worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's just no reason for me to be like, I want to dump my hand and draw 3 cards. I don't know. I think in this set in particular, they overvalued like card draw, and I think this card is the like quintessential. We're all in on the card draw, and it's like it's just not that good.
Yep. If it was a 5/5, I might
that would be a
feel
lot
a little
better.
better.
Totally
But
agree.
4/4 at 6. Ugh.
Yeah, you compare this to Fett's Fire Spray. And
Yeah.
one of those is
I mean,
clearly
I would-
better than the other.
I would play the Ghost, I think, over this in a lot of situations.
5/5
Yeah.
shielded. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So unplayable.
sure.
I'm fine with it.
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks. All right. Moving from Mike's favorite card to Jay's favorite card, Mace Windu. Mace Windoggy Dog. Ground unit in red hero 5/7 with ambush. When this unit attacks and defeats a unit, ready him. Where am I putting this?
Sorry, I had to write out a lot of words on this one. Go ahead.
All right. You ready? Here
Yeah.
we go.
S plus.
Oh wow! We
all
got
over the place on
A,
this
a
one.
B, a C plus, and an S plus.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
I mean, if you see
Interesting.
Mace Windu on a card, it doesn't matter. It's going in S.
That seems objective.
I'm down.
Oh,
I
where
think
do we
he's
even
really
start
good,
with this?
too.
I don't know.
I
Someone
was
say
A.
You were A.
Yeah, I said A.
Yeah. Why do you think it's an A?
I mean, I'm never sad to see him in my hand unless it's like the first turn of the game and I'm like, okay, I'm not at 7. But if I'm building a deck to get to 7 resources and you play Mace, like you're often killing a unit and possibly 2 units, or possibly killing a unit and doing 5 damage to the base. He's got the force tag, which is obviously we've seen very powerful in lots of different ways. So I like it.
Yeah. I was at B. I think this card can be sweet depending on what they start putting in future sets. Because if you can ever give essentially first strike to a card, this thing is disgusting. If you can ever, if there's any sort of thing like, hey, when an enemy unit's defeated, like give a shield to something, this card's crazy. Like there's so much potential for like the future of the game, and like this is a card I'm always going to come back to with that ambush tag of like, could I just full clear their ground side in like one action phase? It could happen.
It's definitely future proof, right? Like we have 2 red heroes right now. Sabine, which is way too fast to play this.
Yep.
And then we have Cassian,
Yeah.
who is unplayable.
So
So
Cassian's in this game.
he doesn't really have a home outside of Han Red. Maybe like Han Green playing Ewing reinforcements with this outside of aspect, or something that's doing that similar thing. But when he does get the hero that wants to play this, like a red hero control deck, he's gonna be bonkers.
I can agree with
with that.
all that. I think the reason why I put him at C plus is basically that is like he doesn't really have a good home outside of one deck, And if I put, black 1 in D because it's only good in one deck, I feel like I got to treat Mace a little similar because he's also only good in one deck, I think. Maybe like you can play him in Luke red or, something like that. But I think expensive red hero cards sort of just like feel weird in this game in general because of where they've positioned red hero. But I do really like the card, and especially in Han red, like one of my favorite cards to play in this game. So I'd go up to B for sure, at least. We got an S plus,
top of B,
and then a bunch of B's.
Top of B.
I was gonna go right in the middle of B, but it's up to y'all.
He's definitely better than
He's better than Vigilance.
Command.
I don't know if he's better than Vigilance
or Mace is up to you guys.
I'll put him at the top because he's Mace Windu.
He's Mace Windu.
Perfect.
All right, next up, we've got Aggression. 4 cost, double red. Choose 2 in any order. Draw a card. Defeat up to 2 upgrades. Ready a unit with 3 or less power. Deal 4 damage to a unit.
Got mine ready to go.
Ready, go.
A.
C, A, B, B minus. Wow, so Jim's never been the top
let's
scorer.
Hear from Jim and David.
I started off bad, but I was like, later on, I like more cards a lot better.
That's because you've been trying to build a mono red IG-88 deck recently.
Yeah, so there's this cool thing called mono red IG-88. But no, I don't think that deck's very good. But I do think this card has. I do think this card has a lot of just like really good text on that thing. Like if I think about Grand Inquisitor, that's exactly what I want to be doing. If I think about like Open Fire, I put in every single red deck that I have. Like this card does that as well. So I don't think right now there's a double red that makes a lot of sense. But I think this card single-handedly makes me want to try to make that happen. I really like all of the nodes on this one, much more than I like Vigilance. But Vigilance makes more sense for like what's actually available in this set.
I think that the defeat up to 2 upgrades is pretty sick because it doesn't have to be on the same unit.
Yeah, that is cool.
Defeat a couple of shields that are on the field or something like that. They play a ghost and shield 2 things. You're like, nope, gonna take both of those shields away and deal 4 damage to a unit.
I also like that you can take a shield off of a unit and then deal 4 to that unit.
Yeah, so you can just nuke Iden and wipe it instantly.
Yeah.
Like so, Iden,
yeah, Iden's perfect example.
Yeah, Iden hates this card.
It's a 4 cost kill your leader if you're playing.
I just put it at C. I think this could easily increase with more sets, but I don't know. I've played some mono red stuff. I did mono red Sabine. I did mono red Grand Inquisitor, and it always felt like I need to resource this to do something else. Like I never was like, oh, this is the most important thing I can do right now. So that's why I put C. I'm like, I don't know.
I feel what you just said, I feel about all the colors except for yellow. Like, I don't feel like playing double blue, double green, or double red is very viable at the moment, but might be in the future.
Yeah.
The more double aspect cards you get.
Well, even the more single aspect cards you get, like the more options you have to put in your deck, and you're not
exactly,
wanting for things that are in other colors necessarily.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right, are we putting this?
So B.
B, is it above or below Command?
It's definitely better Command.
Better than Command.
Oh wow, I like Command better, but
all right. I think I also like Command better, but that's all right. I don't think I've actually ever played Aggression a single time, so I'm probably a bad person to
that's
to ask you there.
That's what I'm saying. All right, moving on. We got Boba Fett unit.
This one's tough.
3 cost really yellow villain, 3/5 on attack. If this unit is attacking exhausted unit that didn't enter play this round, deal 3 to the defender. Go ahead and lock it in and reveal. S plus A S.
Interesting.
Yeah, this card's insane.
You guys,
how is this not an S?
Boba's better than Luke? You guys think this Boba unit is better than Luke?
It hits. 100%. It has like 4 more rounds than Luke to play.
It's the only 3 cost 3/5 in the game.
It has,
and it has a very good on attack ability.
Yeah,
fair. I think it's really good.
With all of yellow and what they're trying to do.
I think the early game is generally more important than the late game, and so I think like a really banger early unit is like really, really good.
Fair.
I think Boba as a leader dominates aggro decks because of this card. Like, they need an early board, and this card says you don't get to have one.
You know,
all right, so S tier.
S tier.
Below Vader, though, for sure.
Below Vader. Boba's also great.
See, and Vader can go fetch Boba, so it just works together.
Oh, that's true.
You can.
All right, next up we got we got the Millennium Falcon. 3 cost, space unit, yellow hero. It's a 3/4. This unit enters play ready. When you ready cards during the regroup phase, either pay 1 or return this unit to her owner's hand. All right, reveal.
Oh, I thought I was gonna be the only S.
David, so the thing about the Falcon is it comes out on turn 3 and it gets
and it's ready.
and it's ready. And you get to build I think early board control is more important than having late. So I think this card's really good.
The only reason I wouldn't put S is because the tax can add up and be a bad thing for you.
It could also be a great thing for you.
Yeah, you can bounce it against control and keep bringing it back.
In my hand.
That's right. Yeah. You can play this on turn 1 in Han Solo decks, and that is crazy.
Yeah.
We've brought up a lot of Han Solo today, guys. I'm just saying.
It's almost like
he's one of the most underrated heroes in the game.
I think, people need to explore that deck more because there's so much to it.
It's the least obvious deck to build, I think.
It's the most complicated for sure.
Yeah.
I think
Falcon's
Falcon's crazy good. Like yellow aggro hero. Like this is just deal 3 damage.
Yeah, it's real strong. It's the reason why I personally like yellow Sabine better than green Sabine.
Well, that's wrong too, but it's fine.
I said I personally. So
I love that take, Mike. I'm so here for that.
All right, next up we've got Change of Heart. It's a 6 cost yellow event that was spoiled by one of the greatest videos of all time. 6 cost. It says take control of a non-leader unit at the start of the regroup phase. Its owner takes control of it.
So hard to evaluate for some reason.
It is. All right, and let's see it. B-A-D-B. D.
I should have done S because we spoiled it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, it was a great video.
I don't know. It's just kind of slow right now. Like maybe in the future it gets better, but I don't know. I'm not digging it personally.
I love that it can steal the Fett's fire spray in the Boba matchup.
There's things that you can do with it that just like feel broken. And that's what I like about it. But I agree with Jay that it is kind of hard to play, and it does feel expensive.
Like maybe if there's a yellow Palpatine deck that comes around and you're able to like take one of their units and then tap them to defeat it, maybe it's good. It'd be like that's kind of cool, right? So like you take their big thing, swing into their base with it,
and then
tap Palpatine, kill it with his ability. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That sounds fun. I definitely want to try doing that.
I don't know how good it is.
Yeah.
I love this card. I think it's like the amount of times that you're like, well, shoot, I'm about to die. They have 2 units on board. I don't know what to do. And you can just like, okay, I'll just take their unit that was about to kill me. This card will just end games. They have anything that's Sentinel and they kind of play around I've stopped you over there, and you just take it. There's just so much flexibility with this card, as well as what you just said of being able to, just make 2 trades essentially. If you can take the trader's play of taking their super laser is hilarious. Always. I don't know. I think there's so much flexibility with this card. 6 is a lot, and so that's why it's not like it's totally busted, but with what yellow is trying to do, I think this card's nuts.
It's powerful, but I think the decks that it wants to go in are kind of narrow.
Okay.
Bottom of B?
Sure.
A, 2 B.
I think it's maybe better than Command, or I don't know. You think C still?
I said D.
Right. Jay said
top
D.
Of C? Top of C?
Yeah.
Well, but we said A, B, B.
Oh, you said A, B, B. All right, fine.
Yeah, it was A, B, B, and 1 D.
Last.
Okay, we know the
B
favorite in this is.
All right.
I couldn't remember what you guys said.
Yeah. Our last one is, of course, Cunning, double yellow, choose 2 in any order, return a non-leader unit with 4 or less power to its owner's hand.
Mike's rating it.
Give a unit +4/+0 for the phase, exhaust up to 2 units, and opponent discards a random card from their hand. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. S.
Look at that.
S minus.
All right.
Ding, 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 ding. You are a winner.
Where do we rate it?
What do we need to say about
We
Cunning?
all said S, so I feel like
I think
insane card.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I think it's above Falcon, lower than Boba.
You think it's lower than Boba? All right, fair. Cards.
I'm like,
bonkers.
Would I pay 6 to eliminate 3 of their units from the battle for this round? Absolutely. And that's just this like worst case scenario for this card.
Yeah, that's actually
exhausting two things and giving something +4 feels so good.
It's an interesting, because Change of Heart costs 6, so it's like we just evaluated that, and like Cunning, you could theoretically just play in yellow deck and always pay 6 for it, and probably be happier than Change of Heart.
Probably.
That's a interesting point.
That's really funny.
I think it's less situational. Like,
yeah.
Cunning at 6 is way less situational than Change of Heart. At 6.
Yeah. Maybe the ceiling's a little bit lower than Change of Heart. Because Change of Heart is like, you could literally steal a Devastator or something like that. But I think on average, Cunning is probably more valuable.
Like a Obi-Wan, like stealing an Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's also great.
Anything that's like a 6 big cost, like a Chewie, Sentinel, anything that's Sentinel, it's probably worth stealing. But at the same time, Cunning.
Yep.
Also costs 4 if you're playing it in double yellow.
Yeah.
So.
Which, gosh, double yellow Boba is so disgusting.
Yeah.
It's pretty nasty.
All right, so looking at our list, guys, how do we feel?
Yeah, how do we feel? I feel
Are there
good
any
about
changes?
I mean, I think it's definitive.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I like
this
it.
list. Yeah.
Ship it.
I also I love the distribution of this, because like there are some obviously very powerful legendaries, and then some that are like good but situational. I feel like this is a good spread. Like, this is what you want to see out of like a set of cards.
Yeah.
And how legendaries should feel in a game.
Except for Black One.
Except for Black One. If there's one that's kind of a dud, like it's not useless, right? Like, it's still like, I still want it for that Han deck. It's just not like good all the time, right? So I think that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, great job, guys. Great work, team. We practiced hard all week, and we brought our A game, for the national television viewing of this. So thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll have more Star Wars Unlimited content coming your way. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.